Hello everybody, we are here in sunny Columbus, Ohio, and it's been a few days since we've spoken. We've actually been through 2 events, so this is 2 days for the price of 1. So a couple days ago we pulled up into Akron, Ohio. We were staying in a really large, really old church without air conditioning. It was actually really beautiful and interesting though in the city. We ended up going downtown and performing at an open mic.
Last minute.
A little bit later we went to another spot. We invited a skateboarder out and he ended up coming to the event the next day. So when we get to the event, it's being held at kind of a outreach ministry for the homeless and other people that are struggling in the area.
I think it's a cafe where homeless people can come and get food if they need a meal.
Yeah, we set up outside, and I think one of the most profound things that happened for me was that basically I, as an artist, used to kind of receive like all of my income from merch, and on this tour we received unsolicited donations, the exact amount that we needed to cover all of the cost of producing merch to bring with us. And we decided because of that we would offer everything for free. So here I am handing a shirt to somebody who's a homeless person, and simultaneously I'm experiencing like the old feeling of, oh, I wonder if this person is going to appreciate the music that like represents this shirt. But then like I realize how foolish that is, because this person doesn't even have a shirt.
Yeah, he wasn't even wearing a shirt.
So like that was like a huge wake-up call for me, and like I almost feel disgusted with myself for like not getting the drift sooner. But you know, everybody's got to kind of develop at their own rate, and I'm thankful that I got the point even though it was late. And you know, maybe just take that as a lesson for yourself, that it's never too late to learn the point and learn something that really shakes you up and changes everything for you. So a little bit later, we handed literally 100% of like all of the profit of what we've made from the other shows to a random guy. And
it was $10.
Yeah, it was $10.
So you guys know it wasn't a lot.
And we handed it to him, and he came back 30 minutes later with a receipt of everything he bought. And on the receipt, he said, he brought out this little package, and he said, yeah, you paid for my child's first pair of shoes. His wife is pregnant, or girlfriend, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, it makes me wonder, did they have any money when they were going to the store? Like, did they pray for money? And then like I walked up and gave it to them, or what? Like I saw how all of us worked together to like make some really crucial moments. It was like incredible once again to see how like a bunch of people working together can bring something really dramatic into being, you know, because of God.
This is Kinsey, we love her.
She's wonderful, except I can't pronounce her last name.
What is it?
Bahara.
Oh.
Bahara, okay.
It's really.
I almost called it your back name. Like the back of your name. Like the first name, the middle name, and the back name.
Today, like he said, we're in Columbus and we arrived here yesterday. It's just a 2-hour drive from Akron, so we had the whole day to do whatever we needed pretty much. And we just did some laundry, whatever.
Okay, so we really like this YouTube blogger named Savannah Louie, and Abigail checked out one of her Spotify playlists.
It was like a worship playlist,
Yeah.
and there was this one song that I really liked by a guy named Nick. So I followed him and I reached out to him and said, you know, I really like your music. And he actually lives in Columbus, and so John was like, oh, why don't we hit him up just to see if he wants to hang out.
He got hit up and he got hanged out with. That's all
Yeah,
you
and I guess I got to meet him. Like I've never met anybody
Yeah.
off the internet before, so that was really weird for me. Yeah, he also had a friend there named Kat, and she was very cool.
She was great.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But then we arrived at the place we're staying at.
House of Prayer Ministries in the southwest side. When I say that it's the rich ghetto, I mean like it is richly like a dark area. Like there's a lot of prostitution here, a lot of human trafficking, and a lot of drugs. And we got to see all of that.
We had the show at a skate park / rec center that had an outdoor pool. It was our first skate park show of the tour. We actually got to play for a lot of people.
I really liked playing today. I felt like inspired to take risks, and I love it when that happens because it's interesting to see what comes out because of it. And you know, we went up and did our best, and immediately we got to meet two wonderful kids, Solomon and Zoe. Yeah, and we gave them a couple of t-shirts, CD, and some buttons and stickers, and then they ended up asking if they could have some for their parents, so we gave them some shirts too. They just got blessed today. It seemed like every single artist that got up had a special way to like show them their worth. Once again, that common theme of everybody working and everybody doing their part to accomplish the thing that God desires. Oh, and even before we met them, some kids like came up and talked to us while we were practicing, and they like played my guitar for like an hour, and we like hung out with them. It was really fun.
That was so fun.
And actually, two of them like were singing and like making up their own songs. That was like so intense and beautiful for me, because like, you know, like I've heard other people say things about, oh, this really affects a child's life, but like I was sitting there and I had the thought cross my mind, wait, maybe this actually is making a difference. Maybe like the whole course of their life is changing like right now, or maybe not, but you know, it could happen. You know, with God all things are possible. So like that was really exciting for me. Here we are in sunny Reading, Pennsylvania, home of Penn State, or at least the billboard said so. Maybe whatever Penn State campus is here is not the real one. I don't know. You can search it on Google if you'd like. Williamsport, Pennsylvania was an interesting experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we stayed in a really beautiful church. It was really big in the middle of downtown, and we set up in a park that was probably like a 5-minute drive away from the church. That was kind of run down. It was the only privately owned park in Williamsport.
And we set up it kind of like against a fence, and we got sent out by the team leaders and handed out flyer after flyer after flyer to the community, and really they were very receptive. I found that we were met with appreciation from just about every person that we met. But
some guy across the street like brought us donuts halfway through the show.
Yeah, it was really great.
There was one guy in particular that we really got to minister to at that show. I really felt like we were there specifically for him. Like us personally were there for him.
Yeah. His name was Steven.
Yeah.
Steven said that he had had writer's block for 5 years, and that during our performance he felt and knew that it had been lifted. And he decided that he was already going to write a song that night. So we basically get a talking with him. We ask if we can pray for him. And the words, "You are worth so much. God has an amazing purpose for you. You have a purpose. You have an amazing purpose," were coming out of my mouth while I was praying. And I just felt really strongly that he was called to do something with art, or with something with his writing in the future. And lo and behold, a couple artists later, our very own Angelo speaks the same words to him from the stage. And
his family kept trying to get him to leave the show early, but he was like, no, I'm staying. He stayed till the end and just got really blessed.
And you know, when God doubles something, it's for certain. So we're looking forward to great things coming from Stephen. The rest of the show is pretty great. We just recently had Teresa Kate come on the tour, and she brought her kids with her, so
yeah,
we're basically having a ball hanging out with them.
She's cool. She worship leader? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're about halfway through our Reading, Pennsylvania experience.
Right now we're doing some hype. We're personally doing some laundry, but then we're gonna go meet up for dinner and go out and hype some more, and then the event is tomorrow, and we'll update you guys on that once it's over. The town so far here in Reading has been
very closed off.
Yeah.
We're believing that something big and something great happens. I'm believing personally that that we just get to reach some people directly. I really want that. You know, to be able to minister to people directly, not just support the other ministers. But something that's wonderful is this. We haven't had a whole lot of attack come towards us. It's basically just all been between our ears. And sometimes that's the place where we get attacked the most. But we're thankful, we're blessed, everything's going good, we're sleeping well, we're eating enough, we have all of our needs met. And we get the chance to do just a little bit to bless people's lives. So, it's been really good. See you guys soon, okay?
My lips are chapped.
You heard it there, ladies and gentlemen. Her lips are chapped. Her lips are chapped.
It's rolling.
Hey babes, how's it going? It's your favorite monsters out here leaving Reading, Pennsylvania. Looks like Reading Rainbow. I'm drinking a donated Topo Chico, which is delicious. So basically we rolled into Reading and we just hung out for a little while, then we went downtown to try to hype a little bit. We had 2 hype sessions that day, and one was during the day, and unfortunately we really didn't have any traction with anybody is what we felt, but we went into a couple coffee shops, a couple skateboarding shops, tried to hand out flyers, met a couple people. Skip to later that day, we were able to come to an open mic, and the last 3 artists of the night were artists that are on the tour. And we were able to really rock the house. It was intense, it was amazing. You know, when they said that they had prayed and the room was shaken, it was kind of like that. The room felt shaken after we performed, and I was very thankful for that. Then we headed out to this place called the Pagoda, which is really just a pagoda on top of a hill in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of lit up, and kids go out there to, you know, do all sorts of teenage activities. After dark, and we really connected with a couple of kids, ended up making friends with them, and
We played the music.
we played the music, they played music with us, and then I was able to give them kind of encouragement about how to start in music in general. You want to add anything to that, Abby?
You mean just keep going?
Yeah.
So after the pagoda, we went home and went to bed, but then the next day was the event. So at the event, we set up in the parking lot of a thrift store that donates to, like, where does the money go? Homeless people?
Yeah, they have a homeless mission where they give them showers and food and stuff.
Cool. So we set up there in the parking lot, and almost every single person we invited showed up at some point during the show. Like the guy who hosted the open mic came, the girl that we met at the coffee shop, and the guy we met at the coffee shop, and like multiple other people we invited. But we had like a really fun show. Like everybody did really good, sounded good, and I got to minister to the girl that we met at the coffee shop. She had been struggling with some depression, and being someone who also struggled and still sometimes struggles with depression, I got to like minister to her and tell her that through Christ we can overcome these things, and He gives us the strength to keep going day to day. And she had found God a couple years ago, but she doesn't go to church, and she kind of had some expectations that weren't being met, so I got to help her with that, which was like highlight for sure.
Totally amazing. At which point somebody calls me over because they get revelation that they need to anoint this man whose name means king, and they need the 3 kingly gifts: frankincense, myrrh, and gold. They had frankincense and myrrh, but they needed gold. So we kind of ceremonially anointed this guy.
Wait, why is it gold?
Because I'm gold. I'm John Gold.
Okay, you didn't say that.
I'm John Gold. She had a previous discussion with him, but I came into it not really knowing what was up. I just know that like God had told me that I needed to like speak a word of prophecy to him. So I prayed for him, and I just allowed God to bring forth a message to him, and it was just totally like, your life has meaning, you are meant to like serve with your hands. It was like very positive.
And he was weeping.
Yeah, he was bawling. Tears were streaming down his face. And then I said to him, those tears are the toxicity leaving your body. I could have quoted and said, tears are pain leaving your body, but that's not what it felt like was happening. It felt like he was sweating out through his eyes all the pain, all the torment. It was wonderful to be a part of that. So we had a great time. It was intense. Lots of beautiful stuff happened. I doubt that I'd be able to edit it all together if we told every story, you know? So, here, somewhere between New York and Pennsylvania, your favorite little monsters, booking it down the highway, frickin' going for it, loving and living and gaining weight, you know? Stay tuned